Odessa, and Big Spring. We are Basin trusted, Basin proud. This is ABC Big 2 News at 10.
What a game. The Los Angeles Rams coming out on top, beating the Cincinnati Bengals tonight. The big game has officially wrapped up in Los Angeles as we take a live look at the city tonight. Downtown LA is busy right now as late night crowds head out for some fun and celebration. And of course, this view from our sister station in LA. Good evening, I'm Rob Tuke. Thank you so much for joining us tonight.
And I'm Stephanie Martinez. We're joined now by Avi carr-gloth. Avi, the big game once again put on a show.
Oh, yeah, that's for sure. A show during the game and on the field during a star-studded halftime show. We can have another sports blog about that. But the biggest sports spectacle every year, the big game, once again, didn't disappoint. A great one. The favored Los Angeles Rams were playing in their home stadium against the Cincinnati Bengals, who had never won the big game before. The Rams, they hadn't won it all since 2000 when they were the St. Louis Rams. The Rams, they led by 3 at halftime. Bengals, they quickly took the lead in the second half, but a long drive late in the fourth quarter gave LA the lead, and a defensive stop, well, that sealed the deal. We'll have a full breakdown of the game coming up.
All right, thanks, Avi. We'll see you again in a few moments.
Developing now at 10, NFL running back Adrian Peterson was arrested today at LAX. Police say it came after a domestic violence incident at the departing flight. The plane was leaving for Houston. The 36-year-old was taken into custody. Peterson is being held on a $50,000 bail. The U.S. Winter Olympics teams are continuing their mission tonight to bring home the gold.
And some great news, the U.S. beat Canada in men's ice hockey the first time in 12 years. ABC's Alex Perche has the latest from Beijing tonight.
Heavy snowfall disrupted some Olympic events on Sunday, prompting the cancellation of training for the women's downhill and postponement for qualifiers for the women's free ski slopestyle. But the competition continues. Team USA now with 6 gold medals. Erin Jackson at the top of the podium after winning the women's 500-meter speed skating event. Jackson becoming the first black woman to win a speed skating medal at the Winter Olympics.
My second season, I don't know what happened. Everything just kind of fell apart, and I thought, like, maybe I'll never go fast again. I just continued to listen to my coach and try to turn it back around, and ended up finishing the season off pretty strong.
America hoping for more gold. Kaylee Humphries in the lead after 2 heats in the Olympic debut of the women's monobob. Alana Myers-Taylor also in the hunt, currently in 4th place. In the ice dance rhythm competition, Americans Madison Hubble and Zachary Donahue with the best performance for Team USA has them currently sitting in 3rd place. Hubble helped win the U.S. silver in the team competition. But that medal still hasn't been awarded, while the fate of Russian phenom Kamila Valieva is decided. The Court of Arbitration for Sport will determine if Valieva can take the ice in the women's single competition, a ruling expected Monday.
My understanding is that this is about the lifting or not lifting of that suspension.
In December, the 15-year-old tested positive for the heart medication trimetazidine, banned by the IOC, who did not learn of the results until after she helped the Russian Olympic Committee win gold in the team event.
Her coach insisting she's innocent and clean.
The IOC saying a decision on if Russia keeps that gold medal will come at a later point. Alex Perche, ABC News, Beijing.
Now, your Big 2 forecast first.
Well, friends, the weekend came and it went, but before it left us, today's temperatures, even with the cold front, came in pretty normal. West Texans were able to enjoy 63-degree temperatures. Like I said, for this time in February, it's definitely normal because look at that, normal at 63. Today, warm with the sun out, but not as warm as how we were back in 1962 when we were able to enjoy 83-degree temperatures. I'll have more of this upcoming week's forecast later on the show. Back over to you guys.
Also developing tonight, we're getting a new detail into the newsroom at this hour about a random stabbing attack in Albuquerque, New Mexico.
Now, 11 people are hospitalized tonight in that act, which police are calling random. It was in the area of Wyoming and Central near a bar in the downtown district. It happened just before noon. Now, police say tonight the attacker went down several streets and was on a BMX bike with a large knife.
They appear to be random, yeah. I mean, there was someone who was involved in an accident down here in Central. The person just came up and said they were stabbed. Yeah, there doesn't seem to be any rhyme or reason at this point.
Now, all 11 stabbing victims are being treated for critical wounds. The suspect was taken into custody near Lomas without incident. Right now, there are no other details.
Across Texas tonight, Chavez County Sheriff's deputies made a human trafficking arrest. Deputies stopped a man for speeding and said the driver appeared to be nervous. 6 people were found in the back of the van. Jesus Peña is now arrested on an open container, a suspended license, cocaine, and human trafficking.
And across Texas tonight, U.S. Border Patrol agents stopped a drug smuggling attempt in Van Horn. Mobile surveillance agents stepped in and were able to seize more than 150 pounds of marijuana. And the Department of Public Safety is releasing results from a 4-day operation. That operation involved commercial drivers in Ector, Midland, and Winkler County. Out of 838 commercial vehicle inspections, nearly 500 commercial vehicles were removed from the road, 490 to be exact. That's because of violations like load securement and equipment violations. 100 drivers had their CDLs revoked for the time being. And troopers are out in full force tonight in the Basin with a reminder, celebrate responsibly. After tonight's big game, troopers are looking for drivers who are speeding, drunk driving, or not wearing their seatbelts.
Now, some pain at the pump. For the first time in 8 years, oil prices are up to $90 a barrel. On Friday, prices hit as high as $95 a barrel. The jump is fueled by the reduced production from American refineries. Refineries say they have to pay for crude oil, which rises the prices for the pumps of gasoline.
It's hard to even think about putting $20 in the tank, but it's been really hard.
That business growth and demand for energy is going to continue to be robust for the near term. I think prices are forecasted to stay where they are.
Ongoing tension between Ukraine and Russia are creating tight global supplies. Diplomatic efforts to prevent a Russian invasion of Ukraine have continued throughout the weekend.
And after an hour-long call with the Russian president on Saturday, President Biden spoke with the Ukrainian President Zelensky tonight. Here's ABC's Andrew Dimbert with the details.
President Joe Biden seeking to reassure Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky in a phone call on Sunday, telling him the United States and its allies will respond swiftly and decisively if Russia invades Ukraine. As Russia carries out military drills along Ukraine's border and its Navy conducts war games in the Black Sea, diplomatic efforts continue. President Biden holding a high-stakes call with Russian President Vladimir Putin on Saturday, warning a Russian attack would result in swift and severe costs. French President Emmanuel Macron also speaking with the Russian leader. Putin denying during their conversation that Russian forces intend to invade Ukraine. And German Chancellor Scholz is heading to Kiev on Monday, then to Moscow. U.S. officials say in just the last 10 days, Russia accelerated the buildup of its forces, moving closer to Ukraine's border. Putin now has an estimated 130,000 troops amassed on 3 sides of the country, and the West believes it could launch an assault very rapidly. Pentagon spokesman John Kirby telling Fox News,
We have good sources of intelligence, and they're telling us that, that things are sort of building now to some sort of crescendo opportunity for Mr. Putin.
Senator Lindsey Graham calling for the passage of the mother of all sanctions bill being debated in Congress to deter Putin from invading Ukraine.
The best thing that can happen is for us to pass the sanctions package, pre-invasion with a waiver, post-invasion sanctions that would destroy the ruble and cripple the Russian economy, so Putin could see it in writing. That might help him decide not to invade.
The U.S. State Department ordering all non-essential embassy personnel in Kiev to leave immediately. Canada closing its embassy, and Australia joining a growing list of countries urging their citizens to leave. Andrew Dimbert, ABC News, New York.
And well, friends, the weekend's cold front has left the Permian Basin. Now, will tomorrow's temperatures be warm enough for a lovely Valentine's Day? I'll have that answer after that break.
Texas is still on high alert nearly 1 year after the deadly freeze across the state. Coming up, we take a look at what's different in the power grid.
Coming up, the biggest plays from the biggest games. We'll show you the moments that crowned a new champion. We'll be right back.
Field, on the farm, at kitchen tables, and in church. Texans live by our conservative values. And that's why Kevin Sparks is running for Texas Senate. Hardworking, God-fearing, conservative, spent years working in the oil field. Now leads his family business. Kevin Sparks, a Christian, father, believes in parents' rights. No CRT. And Kevin Sparks will work to secure our southern border. Endorsed by President Trump, fighting for Texans.
The Vineyard, Midland's premier master planned community, impeccable high-end luxury with resort-style amenities. These Silverleaf homes are located close to Green Tree Country Club and are walking distance to Faskin Elementary. Contact Alexa to schedule your private showing.
If surgery, injury, or chronic illness has affected you or a loved one, CCC is here to help by providing one-on-one medical care with a personal touch, offering wound care, physical therapy, family training, and much more in the comfort of your own home. Whatever you need and wherever you call home, let CCC get you on the path to recovery.
Do you have back pain in the morning? I understand. After having scoliosis surgery myself, I searched everywhere for the right mattress. You know, pain will make you do that. So let's try to fix that for you with the new Anniversary Heirloom mattress. The patented Heirloom Lift with pocketed flex coil is made to lift your body and all your pain points. The Anniversary Heirloom mattress, made in the USA and only found exclusively in Bob Mills Sleep Spa. Let's get you out of pain.
Bob Mills Sleep Spa.
Cough, cough, sneeze, sneeze. Needs. Plop, plop, fizz, fizz. Alka-Seltzer Plus Cold Relief. Dissolves quickly, instantly ready to start working. So you can bounce back fast with Alka-Seltzer Plus. Now available for fast sinus relief.
Lieutenant Governor Dan Patrick, a principled conservative fighting for Texas.
Running for Lieutenant Governor in 2014, I pledged to ban sanctuary cities and fund border security at historic levels. I kept my promise. This year, I approved funding to build the wall. Texas must secure the border because Biden won't, and we must stop those here illegally from voting.
Lieutenant Governor Dan Patrick, endorsed by President Donald Trump.
I am giving him my complete and total endorsement.
Get ready for your day with meteorologist Ryan DePhillips. We're your weather authority. We warn you first.
Well, friends, a new week has arrived, which means new temperatures. But for right now, with the wind chill on our skin, it feels like 38 degrees in the Midland and Odessa area, tying with Big Spring. Our friends in Seminole actually feels like 39 degrees. Now, our friends in Presidio was always nice and warm, managed to feel like 45 degrees. And we have Big Bend feeling like 46 degrees. But there are some areas that do feel pretty cold right now, such as Marfa sitting at 34 degrees. So definitely not too bad whatsoever. As we continue on into our evening, though it does feel warm right now, we actually will cool down to our 30s into 32 degrees. It's going to continue to be a warm kind of evening with some clear skies. So as you are looking at the stars, do be sure to get something kind of cool to drink because it is going to be tending a little bit warmer. But before we got into our evening temperatures, today West Texans were able to enjoy 63-degree temperatures. Usually around this time in February, we're definitely used to 63-degree temperatures. We did have a cold front that came in today, but that sun came out, causing us to be warm, but not as warm as how we were back in 1962 when we were sitting at a nice and steamy 83 degrees. Looking at our lows, we came short for that today only because of that cold front, causing us to wake up at 23-degree temperatures. But usually around this time in February, we're definitely used to 36-degree temperatures. Now we are going to make our way into that new work week, which is exciting. Now that cold front is a little bit in the basin over in the Midland Odessa area. That cold front is going to leave us by the time we get into Valentine's Day, but we're going to start it off at 5 a.m. with that cold front. But as we continue on into that day, by 3 p.m., that cold front does leave the basin, causing us to get into our mid to upper 60s at 66 degrees for the Midland-Odessa area, 68 for Presidio. But we do have areas actually reaching their 70s, such as Fort Stockton along with Pecos. So definitely not too bad whatsoever. That cold front will leave us, but it's going to come back in by the time we get into Wednesday, 8 p.m. It's going to come on in just a little bit, and then it's going to settle on in as we get into Thursday, 2 a.m. But you know what? Temperatures not too bad. Now, as we make our way into the hours of a very special holiday for many people, we're going to start it off at 8 a.m., 32 degrees, very dry, and then we're going to make it all the way to 70 degrees by 4 p.m. So definitely not too bad if you have any Valentine's Day, activities or anything planned. Definitely not too bad. And then it's going to be a clear night to take a look. And in the park, doing a nice little stroll at 51 degrees, and the stars are going to be out and nice and warm. However, with that being said, our winds right now are sitting pretty calm, but they will begin to pick up as we make our way into that work week, mostly around Tuesday, 2 a.m. But it's going to hit us truly by the time we get into 5 p.m. We do see those wind mileage increasing into their upper 20s for some areas. And because of that, we do have a fire weather watch in effect until 7 p.m. Mountain Time. So definitely not too bad whatsoever. But for the most part, with that 7-day forecast, it is going to show that Valentine's Day is going to be a nice and warm day for the basin. It's going to be sunny at 70 degrees, and it's going to kick us off for that 70-degree temperatures up until Wednesday. Halfway through that week, we're going to dip a little bit, and then by the time we get into that weekend, Stephanie and Rob, we will be sitting in our upper 60s.
Yeah, I'm excited for tomorrow. We get the 70s. That's really exciting.
Well, I was going to say, with all this weather we've had, I thought it would be cuddle weather tomorrow for Valentine's Day, but it looks nice and sunny.
Yes.
Perfect for the picnics outside.
Exactly.
Thank you, Bridget.
Thank you.
Well, new at 10, a look at the state's power grid. 1 year ago, a once in a 125-year winter storm hit Texas. Across the state, a number of cities were left in the dark. It was a deadly freeze.
ABC's Big Two's meteorologist Ryan DePhillips has details tonight on how the grid may be better prepared if another storm ever hits.
Last February's snow in Arctic air was record-breaking across Texas, with more than 8 straight days of below freezing temperatures and 6 straight days of snowfall in many areas, including Midland and Odessa. Life changed for many, largely because of electricity shutting down. Brad Jones, the interim CEO of the Electric Reliability Council of Texas, ERCOT, says that the company's mission is to maintain reliable, affordable, and clean energy throughout the state. However, the February freeze made that a challenge.
Retail electric providers and distribution providers were all saying a different message, and ERCOT had a different message, and everyone was kind of crossing over each other in how they're trying to talk to the public.
Tracy Scown, a local homeowner, considers herself lucky. She lost power for about 9 hours at one point, while many others lost power for days. But what troubled Scown was not knowing when life would get back to normal.
So we just began to try to wait it out, stay warm as best we could. We obviously had the fireplace going and stayed in here with it. But after a little while, it got really frustrating because we couldn't get some information.
As ERCOT was trying to regenerate the nearly 60% grid power loss during the event, meteorologists were working tirelessly to provide weather updates during the worst conditions. Our very own chief meteorologist, Chase Menendez, worked day and night from February 12th to February 15th to make sure that viewers who could tune in could spread updates to others.
So that was one of the reasons that I stuck around for so many days, making sure that I could push every single alert that was possible, every single new forecast update I wanted to push out to the people so that everybody was aware of the situation.
Despite Jones stating that
the public was left in a horrible position,
he mentioned that ERCOT is striving to better attract and retain power generation during future crisis events. ERCOT has put together 2 phases to weatherize generation facilities so that equipment may be better insulated.
we currently have applied the first phase so that we could get something in place for this winter. But we need to discover whether or not we should plan for an even more difficult winter than the one we saw.
Despite this winter being mostly dry and mild in Texas, ERCOT is not taking any future chances as the company plans to implement the 2nd phase by next winter. In the studio, I'm Ryan DePhillips, ABC Big 2 News.
To stay up to date with more news across Texas and other top stories, just head to our website, yourbasin.com.
Well, today was a busy day for restaurants across the United States, and that's because of big game viewing parties. Now, a restaurant in Atlanta got some high-tech help for the big game. Check it out. The new employee's name is Servy. It already has done about 1,000 trips. The restaurant says it has a hard time filling open job positions over the past year. Of course, today, chicken wings were the big order.
And now to sports with Avi carr-gloth. Avi, Los Angeles was the center of sports universe tonight.
Well, the sports universe and really the country. The big game, El Grande Juego, Super Bowl Sunday, Championship Sunday. You know what this game is. The Los Angeles Rams, they're playing for the championship in their own stadium against the Cincinnati Bengals. The last football game of the season. Kind of sad, but here we go from SoFi Stadium, the Rams and the Bengals for all the marbles. On the Bengals side, they got Joe Burrow, who was just named the NFL Comeback Player of the Year, and the future Hall of Famer Aaron Donald, reportedly contemplating retirement. First quarter, Matthew Stafford, Texas Prague, to Odell Beckham Jr. That time that's Cooper Kupp with the play there. A nice touchdown. Rams will go up 14-7 at this point, and then a trick play here, a throw the other way, and a completed catch. Yes, that is T. Higgins from the running back, Joe Mixon. A big play there, Mixon for the 6-yard throw. Mixon, a nice throw, his first of his NFL career. Bengals trailing 13-7 at the half, but here's Odell Beckham Jr. He drops the pass and goes down clutching his knee. That's the same knee he tore last year against the Bengals when he was with the Browns. A non-contact play, and after catching the opening touchdown of the game, Beckham, he would head to the locker room and he would not return. The Rams would go up 3 going into the third quarter. But in the third quarter, the very first play, oh my goodness, Joe Burrow to T. Higgins. That's a 75-yard touchdown on the first snap of the second half. A little bit of controversy here. Higgins grabs the face mask of Jalen Ramsey. As he makes the grab, no call made. Bengals would go up 17-13. Rams, though, they get the ball back. The first play from scrimmage, Stafford drops back. His pass is going to be in and out of the hands of his intended target, Kupp, and intercepted by Chidobe Awuzie. Rams with a crucial turnover. Not looking great there. The ensuing drive, Bengals in the red zone. Burrow, he will get sacked by Aaron Donald. A loss of 9. Bengals will settle for a field goal. They're up 7. 5 minutes to play. Bengals up 20-16, and on a huge 4th-and-1 call, Cooper Kupp gets the handoff. 7-yard gain to keep the drive alive, and the Rams, they keep going. Under 2 minutes to play. 3rd and goal at the 8, broken up, but a penalty flag is going to be thrown here as Stafford, he was looking for Kupp. Logan Wilson gets called for holding. Kind of ticky-tack play, questionable holding call. And then a few plays later, 1st and goal. Yep, you know who he's going to. Kupp again. Stafford gets the Rams in the end zone. A big play there and a 23-20 lead. Stafford had 283 yards, 3 touchdowns. Last chance for the Bengals. 4th-and-1, game on the line. Donald forces the pressure, and Burrow, he tries to get off a desperation throw, but it will fall incomplete. Look at Donald just beat a couple of players to the quarterback, not able to get the sack, but a turnover on downs. The Rams, they went all in this year. They win 23-20. They are the champions. Cooper Kupp, game MVP, 8 catches, 92 yards, and 2 touchdowns. And Sean McVay, 36 years old, the youngest head coach to win the Super Bowl. I'm mostly sad that we don't get another meaningful NFL game for another 7 months. A great way to end, but, you know, we're going to have to wait till September for another great game.
I couldn't agree with you more there, Avi.
Yeah, and the Rams won, so I'm happy.
Yeah, I'm sure you are, yeah. All right,
Well,
thank you, Avi. Well, coming up tonight, thanking those who serve our community. Tonight, we introduce you to a hometown hero. Stay with us.
1,900 miles of a divide between 2 countries.
I've been living in this county for almost 40 years. I've never seen it like this.
Only on News Nation.
This is a border, and it needs to be respected.
Showing you the untold stories at the border crossings. Giving a voice to Americans living in a time of turmoil.
Join us for our exclusive border report right here.
The impactful stories at the border. Border Report. Communities in Crisis. Starting tomorrow on Morning in America.
An attorney general who has really led the way, somebody who has been brave and strong, Ken Paxton, my complete and total endorsement.
Ken Paxton is America's most conservative attorney general. When Joe Biden stopped deporting illegal immigrants, Ken Paxton took them to court and won, and a federal judge ordered deportations to continue. Texas Attorney General Ken Paxton, defending the Constitution, protecting our freedom.
Your debit card is always with you, which means it can be easy to lose, and that's never a good feeling. But with Card Valet from MTCU, turning your card off is as easy as a swipe, just in case you can't find it. And with MTCU's mobile app, starting a budget has never been easier. A few clicks and you can view your monthly spending habits. Card Valet and mobile budgeting. Just a couple of benefits of mobile banking with MTCU. Your partner in lending, your partner in life.
Located across the street from Target in Odessa.
Watch Good Morning Basin from 5 to 7 on ABC Big 2.
We at ABC Big 2 and our partners at Carpet Tech want to thank first responders in our community for all their service and all that they do. This month we are highlighting a hometown hero. It's Sergeant Tyler Rogers of the Odessa Police Department. We got the chance to meet with him for that special surprise. Sergeant Tyler Rogers is no stranger to the demands of being a police officer. Rogers says some of his own family served in law enforcement. At first, he wanted to become a firefighter, but that quickly changed during his time as a recruit when he realized his future was being a police officer.
Did a ride along with my cousin, and we got into vehicle pursuits and everything else, and since then that was what I wanted to do.
Rogers put himself through the academy in Dallas, even working a job while doing it. It was a ride-along in the city limits of Odessa that made him want to join the Odessa Police Force.
Helping the citizens of Odessa. I mean, whether that's taking a search warrant and executing that for someone's stolen property, or going to take the drugs off the streets so, kids don't overdose on these M30 pills.
Sergeant Rogers has been a patrol officer, a canine officer, and a member of the SWAT team for the last 7 years. He stays incredibly busy.
It was a goal of mine to help bring the criminal activity down, and it's definitely working as a team.
It was Sergeant Rogers' team that nominated him as a hometown hero.
Your peers nominated you and said that you were a team player, proactive, very knowledgeable. Congratulations.
And with that,
I wanted to present you with a free floor care cleaning of your home as well as a disinfecting from Carpet Tech.
A small gift for an officer who helps our community in a big way.
I just appreciate y'all coming down here and trying to surprise me. It worked.
It's called the symbol of unbreakable love, but that so-called love locks are being taken away. Up next, one man's romantic quest to save them.
Big 2 Sports, brought to you by Glasheen Valles and Enterman Injury Lawyers.
Hi, I'm Susie with Susie South 40. It's Valentine's, one of our favorite times of the year, and we're ready for you. We have giant hearts, or we have hearts for someone that wants something smaller.
Love is in the air at Susie's South 40, and so is great tasting candies for every sweets lover in your life. Susie's South 40 is fully stocked with our handmade chocolates and unique gift items. Stop by and get your loved ones something special. Susie's South 40 Confections in Midland.
A fresh start begins with fresh choices, like choosing to save more with Suddenlink. Get reliable, high-speed, 1 gig internet for just $49.99 a month. With it, you'll get a $200 Visa prepaid card, HBO Max included on us for 1 year, and a free Suddenlink stream with your favorite shows and streaming apps all in one device. Choose to start fresh by saving more on our fastest speed. Plus, as part of Optimum flexibility from Suddenlink, there are no contracts or hidden fees. And unlock even more value when you combine with Optimum Mobile. Visit Suddenlink.com today.
Why buy from Allen's Gallery? We have the best prices in West Texas. Affordable quality furniture with the buying power of 12 stores. 12-month no-interest financing. Free delivery within 100 miles. Over 50 major manufacturers. Unequaled customer service. The best selection. And we treat you like family. Come see us at Allen's Gallery and see why we say, wow!
Prepare to feel good in 2022.
Join Planet Fitness by February 16th and enjoy tons of equipment in our clean and spacious clubs for zero enrollment.
Zero enrollment?
And $10 a month.
That's $10 a month?
Cancel anytime.
That makes me so happy.
You know what else will make you happy? Blowing off steam in our judgment-free zone.
It's all about the endorphins, baby. What's up?
It's this place, I tell you.
Amen, baby.
Join now and feel spectacular for zero enrollment, $10 a month, cancel anytime. Deal ends Wednesday, February 16th.
On the eve of Valentine's Day, we go to Paris to take a look at one man's romantic quest. He is trying to save love locks that once decorated a famous bridge in the city.
All those locks have been taken down. Our reporter Inés de la Cortada is in Paris with more of that man's mission.
When Gio and Janelle Fuente visited the City of Love back in 2015, they made sure to stop by the Pont des Arts. The two placing a love lock on the bridge, just like hundreds of thousands of couples before them.
I love you, baby.
I love you too, baby. So much love on that bridge, but just months later, the city of Paris had to take them down over fears the added weight could cause the bridge to collapse.
I remember literally telling my mom one time, like, I hope ours survives somehow.
Seeing that, Phileas, who collects a bunch of antique keys, realized some of those keys could open up antique locks.
And at that time, I became the love lock saver. I did not want all of the love locks go to the garbage.
Phileas amassing stacks and stacks of locks in his attic. So this one says, "Will you marry me?"
Yeah.
And among them, there was this one with the names Gio and Janelle Fuente. We were able to track them down in Florida. Gio surprising Janelle with an early Valentine's gift.
Oh my gosh! How did that happen? I was in shock. I would have never expected to see that again.
The two telling us they're celebrating 20 years together this year.
I definitely think the lock was a beautiful thing. This gift is incredible, like you said, 20 years later.
Phileas also discovering a very special lock in his stash.
And at one time I was cleaning it and I saw Michelle and Barack, Love Forever. I searched on the internet and found that they went in Paris in 2009.
What a heartwarming story. But coming up after the break, Bridget will have one last look at the forecast.
We know these roads and drive them too. At Glasheen, Vyas, and Inderman Injury Lawyers, we handle big crashes, especially those involving big trucks. For catastrophic injury or wrongful death, call the people you know. Glasheen, Vyas, and Inderman Injury Lawyers.
One of these women is lying to my face.
This is so hard. Tears.
I made the wrong decision.
Repeat after me. Apple, table, penny.
Apple, bread.
I remember watching Dad with the kids and thinking, geez, in 6 years, will he even know who they are?
Ask me again.
1 in 10 Americans over 65 has Alzheimer's disease. Learn more today at brightfocus.org.
In the field, on the farm, at kitchen tables, and in church, Texans live by our conservative values. And that's why Kevin Sparks is running for Texas side. Hardworking, God-fearing, conservative, spent years working in the oil field, now leads his family business. Kevin Sparks, a Christian, father, believes in parents' rights, no CRT. And Kevin Sparks will work to secure our southern border. Endorsed by President Trump, fighting for Texans.
At Glasheen, Vyas, and Inderman Injury Lawyers, we know how to get results for our clients because our experience is with catastrophic injury and wrongful death cases. We win, and we win big. We're Glasheen, Vyas, and Inderman Injury Lawyers.
Well, friends, let's take one last look at that 7-day forecast. Tomorrow, we're going to start off Valentine's Day at 32 degrees, and then we're going to make it all the way up to 70-degree temperatures. Perfect enough for whatever activities you have planned for that Valentine's Day. We're going to stay in the 70s until Thursday. We cool down, but then we're back up to our 60s at Saturday and for Sunday.
Thank you, Bridget. That's all the time we have for news.
Good morning. Basin starts at 5 tomorrow morning. Good night.
Ladies and